You're watching the Coach Bo Frye Show, brought to you by the following fine sponsors. Ace Cuts, Albert Sporting Goods, All Glaze Equipment Rental, Buffalo Wild Wing, Capabilities, Salina Cycle Center, Eagle Loan Company of Salina, Eagle 767, FCA, Fowler's TV, Freedom Marketing Strategies, Grand Lake Roofing, Guarneri's Pub and Pizzeria, JT's Brew and Grill, Larry Schaff Auto Sales, MHS Alumni Foundation, Miller Funeral Homes, Minster Bank, Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, Plus One Professionals Real Estate, Writer Rooters, Roots Pub, St. Mary's Foundry, Sean Barnett Electrical, Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Spring Street Storage, TSC, and Varsity Lanes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to week number 3 of the high school football season. I'm Joe Hurlbert, along with Bo Frye, and you're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station. For me, it's good to be back in the saddle. Of course, first week we didn't air the Bo Frye Show. Zach filled in for me last week, but here we are once again, week number 3.
Happy to have you back.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
And speaking of back, you brought yourself a little friend with you, didn't you?
Say hello to my little friend. You know, it's a little trophy that goes on this little rivalry. It doesn't ever plan on leaving the city limits of St. Mary's.
I get that. That's good. That's positive attitude.
Heck yeah.
Well, you know, if you take a look at last week's scores, which is what we'll do, let's look at what took place in the Western Buckeye League last week. Of course, Walpock defeated Salina 24-7. Defiance defeated OG 21-20. That is the second one-point win for the Defiance Bulldogs this season. They're 2-0. Van Wert defeated Elida 19-14. Shawnee defeated Kenton 37-6. And we'll talk about the St. Mary's game against Bath in just a moment. But when you look around in the Western Buckeye League, obviously there are 4 teams that are 2-0: Walpock, Defiance, Bath, and Van Wert. And there are teams still looking for that first win. St. Mary's, Salina, OG, Kenton, Shawnee, and Lida are 1-1 overall as far as the regular season is concerned. So, Coach, first of all, before we talk about last week's game, one of the big things that you notice when you come into Grand Lake Health Systems Field is the renovations that took place over the summer. It started probably earlier in the year with the renovations, and of course, the noticeable difference is the new turf.
Yeah, the new turf is beautiful. It's a great playing surface. We get to practice on it every day. I really feel like we have the best facilities in the league, and we take care of it. We're trying to make sure the team represents that as well.
Well, something that's a little bit different. How is this turf different than the turf that we've had previously?
Well, it's newer. Whenever you get new carpet,
Absolutely.
It feels a lot better. It's a lot softer, a lot more the pellets, a lot more. I saw them put loads of sand into it. So
Did they?
There's a ton of sand down in there. It's way softer.
Is it? You know, one of the things way back in the 70s when I first had an opportunity to play at turf at the University of Toledo, the thing is that and I'm sure technology has advanced with turfs over the years, but you know, on a rainy day on that particular turf, they recommended you wear tennis shoes because tennis shoes would grip just as much as a regular cleat would. But then again, there's also special cleats for dry turf and wet turf. But I assume this turf is pretty consistent, and I think they can wear anything they want.
That was like AstroTurf back in the day.
Yeah.
I played on it when I played at Northern Michigan. That was hard.
It was absolutely.
I still have scars on my legs, scars on my elbows from it. But this is more pretty much like if AstroTurf and grass had a baby, that's what it is.
That's what it is. Because I can remember the AstroTurf was basically this, because they put it in as my freshman year there. It's basically blacktop, about a 1/4-inch pad, and turf, and that was it.
Very unforgiving.
It was very unforgiving. So it's good to see that the transformation of the new field, the press box on the outside got a facelift as well. So things are looking pretty awesome here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. If you get an opportunity, next home game, come out and check it out for yourself. Let's go in and take a look at last week's game against the Bath Wildcats. Of course, it's come up on the short end, 56-36. But overall, you put 36 points on the board offensively. You had to see some sense of improvement.
We're making progress. These first 2 weeks were tough. Some tough matchups. We were young up front, but we're learning. We're getting better every day. I'm sleeping better because of that.
Well, keep in mind, though, and maybe some people don't realize this, but overall, Riders lost around 22 seniors last year. Those are some big shoes to fill. And, of course, on the offense, 9 seniors graduated. So you've got, 9 newcomers, so to speak, or kids that have seen action but maybe not a lot of experience.
But it's week 3 now.
It is.
And that's not an excuse anymore.
There you go. I agree. So let's take a look. We'll look at some clips. We'll go right down the line, offense, defense, through the quarters. So let's take a look, and we'll roll this with our first clip. This is the first kickoff to start the season. Absolutely.
Try a few little different things. It almost hits. But
Yeah.
Game of football, you cannot block at the back.
This
we
one
started on the 30-yard line, and now we start on the 7. And those are the little discipline things that we've been working all off season to clean up.
Right.
That can't happen.
So we'll just keep right on rolling.
Yeah, it's the difference between starting on the 30-yard line and the 7.
Yeah. And so, trying to see if I have average start. St. Mary's started on their 38-yard line. Bath started average on their 40. So that's a big difference.
This was a delay game on us. So we're going for it on 4th down. We were trying to shoot some of these shots. Maybe a few too many shots I shot on Friday, but you know what? Try to give our kids a chance. And if we wouldn't have jumped off, if we wouldn't have delayed game, we probably got it.
First down. So I think one of the things that you look at was kind of an improvement. I knew there was a lot of penalties called in the Galleon game, but 5 penalties for 43 yards. You don't like penalties at all, but there's some improvement. And some of these, you talk about penalties, a lot of them are mental mistakes. They're just mental.
A lot of new guys in situations, but some of the same things that happened last year that we tried to work all off season on discipline to clean up. And at this point, like I said, it's week 3.
Right.
Those aren't excuses anymore.
Just a little swing pass. Good pursuit by the defense on this one.
Yeah. A sophomore. Long-bodied kid. He got his first start on Friday. Yep. Plays with a motor. He's been lighting up the JV squad for 2 years here. So
has he?
It's time for him to start playing great football.
Yep.
The kid's 6'4".
Absolutely.
With a motor. So I think you're going to keep hearing that name for the rest of the season.
Yeah. It's always good when you get some young kids to come in, and we've seen young kids come in before. We've seen Owen Ott come in, Taylor Compton come in as sophomores, and as they mature, it's just they just improve over the next couple of years.
It's a good defensive play. Johnny Young's again there getting in on
Good stop.
He's a good kid. Like I said, that's a whole defense getting in on that. You're going to see improvement in our defense.
Yep.
It's just we were step slow on Friday.
Yeah, and the defense, from the rushing defensive standpoint, gave up 158 yards on 36 attempts, which isn't bad, but the biggest bugaboo was through the air.
Yeah, and these high-flying offenses put you in
they do.
A quandary.
They do.
But in 3 weeks, like I said, in 3 weeks, we're going to make sure we're ready to stop offenses like this. We're flying to football.
Yeah, that's a good stop inside the 5. Yep.
Good sign. We just need all 11 doing their job at all times. And you're going to see that. We're not quitting. We're not slowing down.
Absolutely.
We're not stopping. And we get better in St. Mary's every week.
Yep.
That's our MO.
Absolutely. This is just a little slant pattern.
Third down, 3rd and goal,
Yep.
and we're playing too off too much.
Yeah.
And it's just having some confidence in your own ability
Right.
and making a play.
Right.
And you'll see that get better.
Yeah. Here comes the return after their kickoff and point after. This one here was almost gone. This was almost gone.
It's not like the first 2 weeks, a step away,
Yeah.
a away,
Yep.
a bounce away.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the only way you get that is continue to go to work.
Yeah.
Anything in life, you know.
Yeah, Dylan did
Head
it.
down and work. Dylan's a good football
Did
player.
did a good job.
You're going to hear a lot about Dylan Fink for the rest of this season.
Yeah, we saw him last year start coming in, and toward the end of the season, getting a little bit more playing time. But I think he'll fit in real well with the offense. Yep.
He's a good football player.
And he can go both ways as well.
Yep. He's got a bit of a tank, so that's good. Got field goal, a triplet. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Triplet is the best kicker in the league by a million. The kid can kick. He comes out sometimes in practice, and I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I've never had a kicker this good.
Yeah.
And he's a heck of a kicker, and you're going to continue to see him be the best kicker in the league.
Right. Yep. And keep in mind, he also plays soccer.
He plays soccer. So
Yeah. So he's
luckily the soccer schedule was starting to calm down a bit. We weren't getting to practice
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
He's getting to practice a lot more. I got Dave Ring coming out and helping again with him.
Do you?
So Dave's back off the bench. All my old guys are coming back around.
There you go.
And we're coaching. So.
Yeah.
Halfback pass. Great job by Fink here going up and getting it. And then that turned into 7 points after this.
Absolutely.
That's what momentum can do for you in the game of life.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We have to be able to maintain it.
Correct.
And like I said, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have enough confidence that we'll be able to.
Yeah, that was the only interception that the Rough Riders had as far as Bath is concerned, but sets the Riders up real good field position rate.
Yeah, nice.
And then and Caleb Schmidt, yeah, just.
He's going to join me next week for the show.
Is he?
Yeah, he's my #1 captain. All right,
Yep.
so next week some of these guys are going to learn to talk a little bit on TV.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
We'll do that.
It'll be the Bo Frye and Friends show. This week I brought this friend. Yeah.
This is second quarter. Riders have the football in good field position.
Yeah, good run by Finky.
Yeah, just gets it down inside the 5, and I think from right there, I say that sets up the Riders' score.
We're a lot better football team when we block people.
Yeah. Good job there by your corner. Yep.
He's going to be a good football player, guys. You're going to hear these guys' names the rest of the year. We are not a bad football team.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure it out yet on all the pieces to come together.
Well, let's jump back a couple of years. Same thing happened. Jumped out 0-4.
0-4, yeah, that was a different year. That was
But then again, you could see the momentum build in the second half of the season, and you started running the table.
My guys need confidence.
Yeah.
If you can give my guys confidence, that'd be great. You know, because they are good football players.
Yeah.
They're just still trying to figure it out.
It's a good job there, except for missed tackles.
Stay on your feet. That was a kid that looked like he's got a nice little. That kid's been to the weight room, that receiver.
Yeah.
We got to run our feet. We got
Yeah.
to drive our feet through. There we go.
Good pressure on the
There we go.
quarterback.
We're starting to see some of that old D-line play.
Yep.
You know, some of that Murray back in it. Those guys are good football players, man. That's just one of the strengths of our team is our defensive line. And at some point, those guys are going to start having nights.
Right.
And you're going to be happy with what you see.
Yeah, that was
Man, Johnny.
He probably got
At the JV level, he makes that every
big eyes, and he thought, "Oh my, I got a shot."
You're putting him in the right position
Yeah.
to make plays.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see him make plays. And nobody's happy. We all hate losing.
Right.
We hate losing. So kids, to coaches, the parents, to everyone in between, no one likes to lose. So Johnny will get better.
And that's the key right there. You know, if you learn along the way and you get yourself better and you don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again, that's what's frustrating as a coach. You know, you coach and you coach and you coach, and then they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. But you know, you're going to make mistakes in the course of a ball game, but you just don't want to happen 8-9 times.
You don't want to repeat it.
Exactly.
And, we're aware, and
Yeah.
we're doing everything in our power to make sure they don't happen again on this Friday.
Yeah. So right here was just wrong angle. And
Bad angle and the throws in the secondary. You cannot freeze in the secondary or bad things happen.
yeah,
And that's confidence.
right.
That's confidence on shooting your shot. If you miss a shot, so be it. But you cannot sit and wait in the game of football.
This I thought was Triplett's best punt of the ball game. I mean, this one, and you can tell that when that spiral turns over, you know, you're going to get an extra 10 yards out of it just when it turns over. That was an excellent punt.
A lot of times kickers can't punt. Kick can do them both. So,
Yes.
What we got going on here?
Yeah, we had I was just going to go back and look at the punts. 4 punts, he averaged 32 yards a punt, but he's more than capable to average close to the first one. Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll get that figured out.
Yeah, I think this is a little swing pass and just good pursuit by the defense.
We can run, man. We're getting there.
Yeah.
There's signs of life in a lot of areas.
Mm-hmm.
We just need some confidence. We need a win.
And you got some veterans on this defensive front, and Owen Ott, you got Compton.
Yeah, Beam. That was Beam right
Beam.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
As I said, a kid was out hurt all summer, with the wrist. So it's just having some time catching back up.
Right.
It takes time, man. You got to practice to get better.
Right. I think this is the start of the second half.
Yeah.
And I think after the long run by Fink, they decided they're going to kick it short.
Oh, man,
but still, good return on this one.
Young
Yeah.
JV fullback.
Yeah.
And linebacker. Moved in from Elida actually. A couple
Really?
Years ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're glad we have him, and you're probably going to hear Ellen's name a little more throughout the season. Nice trap. Hey, the trap finding went.
Yep.
Said make the trap great again. That was a goal in practice this week. So.
Caleb with the touchdown. He had 105 yards on 22 carries. His longest was 13 yards. 4 touchdowns, averaged 4.8 yards per carry. So Caleb had a good ball game. And Dylan Fink as well, 8 carries for 65 yards. 33 was as long, but we haven't hit the surprise yet, and that was Luke Rammel. At the end, in the fourth quarter, he carried the football very, very well.
Getting there, yeah. He actually got back there.
Well, there you go.
Man, the kid's good at football, I think he's hitting the wall a little bit there at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So. He's getting better.
Yeah.
Good kids, quality kids. They're going to be very good at some point. We're going to be very good.
Yeah.
Nice counter.
And there's Luke Rammel. Yeah. So let's watch one more clip, and then in the essence of time, we'll take a break.
Throwback. That was a pass.
Yes.
There we go, Joe. Yeah, that's a throwback pass. That's a pretty good pass.
That's very nice. Very well done.
When we can block people up front, we can throw the ball.
And that's a good one to end on.
That's a good one. There we go.
We got a touchdown, although we fall a little short, but we learned a lot of stuff. We're getting better. And we're going to move on and take on the Salina Bulldogs this Friday night. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll take a look at this week's opponent, the Salina Senior Bulldogs, when we come back right after this.
You're watching the Coach Bo Frye Show, brought to you by the following fine sponsors. Ace Cuts, Albert Sporting Goods, All Glaze Equipment Rental, Buffalo Wild Wing, Capabilities, Salina Cycle Center, Eagle Loan Company of Salina, Eagle 767, FCA, Fowler's TV, Freedom Marketing Strategies, Grand Lake Roofing, Guarneri's Pub and Pizzeria, JT's Brew and Grill, Larry Schaff Auto Sales, MHS Alumni Foundation, Miller Funeral Homes, Minster Bank, Neck and Back Pain Relief Center, Plus One Professionals Real Estate, Writer Rooters, Roots Pub, St. Mary's Foundry, Sean Barnett Electrical, Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center, Spring Street Storage, TSC, and Varsity Lanes.
All righty, we welcome you back to the Bo Frye Show. Joe Hurlbert alongside head coach Bo Frye. The Salina Senior Bulldogs, always a big week, rivalry week as far as the football team is concerned. I know the fans put a lot of focus on rivalry week, but you basically, we're going to play Rough Rider football, and we're going to let the chips fall where they may. We're going to go out, we're going to put it all out on the field, and hopefully we come along with a win.
We're so focused right now on making ourselves better.
Yep.
That it's hard to really worry about the opponent.
Yep.
But we don't like these guys.
Well, tell me how you really feel. No. Let's talk a little bit about Salina. Of course, they're 0-2. They lost to Walpock last week, 24-7. They lost their season opener against St. Henry. So they're struggling as well. So you're no strangers to each other. Everybody, you know what they're going to run. They know what we're going to run. So what do we got to do to come away with a victory on Friday?
Block,
and
tackle,
and
be tough.
And there you go. Yeah. So what do you expect to see from Salina offensively? I think they lost some graduating seniors from key positions last year.
Well, first off, they played two very good opponents to start the season
Yeah.
as well. I have a lot of respect for them, but that doesn't mean I like them. But yeah, they're in a similar situation as us, trying to fight out of 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one way out, through each other.
Right.
So I think you're going to see an offense that's a bit dynamic in some areas. They got some good receivers. They got a really big, thick running back. They got a quarterback that can throw it, and a decent O-line that's decent sized. Offensively, they're very good. Defensively, they have a pretty big defensive line and some pretty good secondary, a couple linebackers that come downhill. It's your normal Salina,
Right.
St. Mary's teams.
And a lot of times in games such as these, when teams are evenly matched offensively and defensively, sometimes it really comes down to special teams play, your kicking game.
Yeah.
And this could very well be the case. And I'd have to say, in our case, we give the nod to the Rough Riders with the foot of Brady Triplett.
Brady is the best kicker in the league.
Yeah.
I'll put my money on that every single day.
Yeah, so, it may come down to a 35, 40-yard field goal, and you'd have confidence that he could hit that.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so, well, that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Bo Frye Show. We wish you the very best of luck against the Salina Bulldogs. Take your friend. We're going to keep it here.
Yeah.
All right, sound good? So, Rider Nation Station will have the broadcast for you on Friday night. Join us as we go on air roughly about 10 till 7 o'clock. So until then, for head coach Bo Frye, I'm Joe Hurlbert. Until next time, so long, everyone.
Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.